All right. C1x Road launch day 24. We are, every time without fail, I lose my icons at the bottom. I don't know why. We have at least, I think, figured out the easy way to fix them, bring them back. But anywho, so we are on to these last two changes that I want to get into the app before pushing out the new update. And that is using the C1x round grading function that I put together in the app, getting the round structure updated to account for it, and then also implementing the change for new course difficulties. So instead of it being this 1,000 rated thing and shooting out a smaller decimal, it's now going to be between 1 and 5. So off video, as I think I promised in the last one, I did update the round structure. To pull up the file real quick, I added round grade. I also added these two items just because I anticipate they're going to come in the future, and I figured I might as well get them in right now. If I'm going to do one, I might as well do three because the changes are the same for all of them. Detailed shot data, I intend to, for people that want it, ask them a few more questions about every throw and then give them a whole bunch of extra data on their game based on that. So I went ahead and added a variable for that. And then I also want to give people the option in the future to distinguish between whether it was a rated round or a casual round. Probably some interesting stats there as well. But yeah, so that is updated throughout the app, already on the simulator. This is going to come with the round reset that everyone was already getting anyways. But yeah, so we did that. On the global courses menu, I also added a conversion to take the current course difficulty values and change them into our new scale from 1 to 5. So we'll be good there. And now the only thing left is to implement that. And we're going to have to implement that in quite a few places. Quite a few. So first scenario is, and this is literally just for like the 5 testers that have downloaded the app so far, because for everyone else I could just fully reset and everything would be good to go. But obviously that's it's not going to be the case here, and I don't want to just have to hard reset for all those testers that that would be so much easier though. Now I've got a decision to make. I think I'm going to do a full reset, actually. I think I need to. Like, I'm just going to have to implement a lot of unnecessary code. It's for 5 users, and one of them is me. I know I'd be okay with the reset. The only thing, I'm resetting rounds regardless. Rounds are getting reset. I'm not overly concerned about that. The only annoyance for users will be that they'll have to re-add courses into the app, which is, I mean, I don't love to do that to people. Course loading. I don't know. I suppose it wouldn't be that hard. I won't reset. I won't reset courses. We'll figure out a way to code it in here. So ultimately, the simplest way to do this, first there's 3 ways that the old course difficulty values will still come in. It's either when someone adds a global course. So the global course list I'm still copying from Throw with the Pros. I'm going to keep those same values that I have in Throw with the Pros for the course difficulties. I just need to convert them for C1x. I already have the function for it. So step 1 is going to be if someone adds I also need to return do I have that on here? Add global to personal list. Search string. somewhere I'm returning where the, let's go to the global course list real quick. I think I return course difficulty. I do. On dialog, course difficulty, add global. Oh, I have course dialog called out. Course info dialog. Where is return course difficulty metric? Course calculations? Do I have a stat for that? I do not. Calculate course info. Calculate whole averages. Get best rounds per course. Add course? No. Edit course? No. Single distance, convert distance, single distance, return par icon. Where is it? I wonder, can I go highlight over it? Is that a thing? It is. Nice. Didn't know I could do that. Return, I click on it, it's right there. Return course difficulty metric. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so I'm actually just going to make a list of these. Let's grab a sticky note over here. All right. When adding courses from the global list, return course difficulty metric on course loading. So I'm writing down the places where I need to make an update to convert old course difficulty values to new. So when they add a course from the global list, this one calculation here, I need to factor in as well. My C1x round grades are already based on the scale being from 1 to 5, so I don't have to change anything there. I did that intentionally because I knew this was coming. So I need to update this function. We need to update adding courses from the global list. And then at the start of app launch, I need to do a double check on the existing personal course list and the existing round list. And if course difficulty values are in the old system, I need to convert them all to the new. I need to do that once, save them all. And once I do that, I should be good, because then all their course file and their round file will have the correct course difficulty values. Oh, and adding. So rounds, updating rounds list on app launch, updating courses list on app launch, and adding courses manually. So they just add a course manually, make sure that I'm updating it based on the 1 through 5. That is going to be a change associated with the UI as well, or not UI. Yeah, user interface UI. So the order is going to be implement a scale on the add course list and then use that value for the adding courses manually. So we'll start with global courses. So I'm calling it here, and then on button press, I add global to personal list, course pressed. So within this function, this actually should be new difficulty is equal to that, and var, we're going to go var new difficulty converted can be equal to my function down here. I'll do it based off of the check. Or will I? Will I do it based off of a check? I don't think I have any global courses. I definitely don't. But I'll base it off of. So talking and thinking about two different things at the same time. I have a function here to convert the difficulty. I added a new function here to check if it should be changed. And the reason I'm doing that is that once I launch the app, well, actually, I may not end up deleting it anyways. I could very easily incorporate this up here I think I want to call the check anyways, just so if I hit a point where I don't need to do this in the future, if I convert all the global lists manually or something, I can just delete this function and it'll tell me where I need to delete it everywhere else, because I'll get errors. But determine check if difficulty. Check if difficulty should be changed, and new difficulty goes here. And then we just need to take the new difficulty converted, and that's what I need to use. Course difficulty factor, is that what I call it on the global list? It is. Okay. So go down here, don't need that. New difficulty converted. New difficulty converted. Okay, so global courses is now being updated. We can remove this from the list. Return course difficulty metric. So that's here, difficulty levels if course difficulty is less than that. String equals difficulty label 0 if it's not. It's less than negative 0.5. I see what I did there. I could just do this in the other way though, couldn't I? So highest value will be kept for loop. If course difficulty is greater than that, string. So I just need to, because in the old system, a lower negative value meant that the course was harder. This is obviously going to flip now. Let's go, I had, let me open up Safari. I was using ChatGPT to build the normalization function for those difficulties, and we had a table. Here we go. +9 is 4.6. Even par, 3.4. That is crazy. -9 is 2.2. So this is actually not going to work. I'm going to need to update that. Convert. All right. Based on your table above, I need 5 on the scale of 1 to 5 to be associated with anything at +2 or over. A neg9. It's not going to get too much easier than that. Neg18 should still be 1. And the rest of the scale should update accordingly. We'll scale it linearly. We'll see how that works. All right, neg18 returns a 1, neg9 returns a 2.9. About middle of the track, which I think is pretty good. Even par returns a 4.5. Yeah. I think that's going to be pretty close. And this doesn't need to be an exact science. I just need it to be close, right? All right, so I'll just give this to ChatGPT and let it have at it. I use the below function to output the difficulty of a course. Update this accordingly. We can see what it gives me here. Of course, difficulty is greater than or equal to difficulty levels. Okay, so we go difficulty labels level +1. So 1.5 would be very easy, 2.5 is easy, 3.5 is moderate, 4 is challenging. Probably going to update those values just a little bit. But I think this is pretty close here. So let's grab this, and then we'll just update the values up here. Pitch and putt, yes, very easy. 1.5. I think 2.5 is still good for easy. I'm going to go maybe just a 3.0 for moderate, and then 4, and then anything 4.5 or harder. It said 0 at a 4.5. And these scores were originally in my, what score would be 1,000 rated at the course. Even. Even par, 1,000 rated at a, what did that give? That was a 4.5. I think this needs to be a little harder. I don't want even par to be, I don't want even par to be expert. I want that to be like on the very edge of challenging. But if I make it 4.6, then people are just never going to play expert courses, you know? Is that actually valid though? Because there's just not that many courses that most people are going to play on a regular basis where even par is going to score 1,000 rated. I mean, there's one course in the entire state of Utah where that's the case. And sometimes it's not the case. Utah doesn't have a certain amount of disc golf courses, but maybe that's actually pretty close. I'll leave it at 4.5. We'll give this a try. Turn course difficulty metric is done. Will not work with the current courses, but once we do these two things, they should. All right, so now we're on to updating courses and rounds on app launch. Both of those things happen here. and I have my course loading and round loading files. Course info dialog. Oh, what did I just call it? What did it just get changed to? There we go. All right, so let's clear some of this stuff out. We'll get to round loading. All right, course loading up here. Yeah. So load course information, that happens here. What is update course list? Do I ever use that? I don't think I do. I don't think I ever use course data either, because I just have everything in providers, which is good. That's where I want it to be. Global course data I do, but that's fine because it's not changing. I use course difficulty factor on the personal courses file too. I do. Okay. Just double checking. I'm sure if I didn't, it would not have been working up to this point. Update reorder courses. Yeah, we're gonna have to change that anyways if I ever implement that feature. So not gonna touch that at the moment. Actually, no, I won't. I'm thinking of rounds, not courses. All right, so just on this file is where we need to update things. I could, in fairness, I just did that call when adding a global course. I could just do it here. Like that would not be... I don't need to though. I can just do it if they ever add it. That's fine. That is fine. So this is where we pull in the information for the personal courses, and this is where I need to update it. This should be pretty easy. And we called it check if difficulty should be changed. I don't want to, let's just do it in a separate line, and then I'll delete course difficulties dot add check if difficulty should be changed, course data, course difficulty factor. And that one line should be good enough to convert every single course difficulty to the right value. Is it even worth it trying to update the JSON file then? I'm not sure. If I don't update the... Well, no, that doesn't matter. I can just do it here. That's not bad, and then that way if I go delete the function, I have less to delete for launch as well. Okay, so when I pull in all of the data from the personal course list, I just check on each course difficulty if it should be changed. If it should be changed, then it's changed. And that's it. And I have a feeling that round loading is going to be just about as simple. Load round information. Course difficulties is equal to check if difficulty should be changed, round data, course difficulty. Round. There we go. Get rid of that. And then else down here, we go course difficulties dot add check if difficulty should be changed, round data, course difficulty. Get rid of this. And now the round data should be good too. I think both of those are done. Now we can do a reset and check though. Can see what we get here. Example round. Not this. Let's go to courses. Art die. It's getting a rating of pitch and putt. Let's go to course loading. Give me a print statement here for the return difficulty metric. Print course difficulty. I didn't need to reset there. I could have just done a quick update. That's okay. I didn't print the value. Thank you. So course difficulty did not get updated there. Clicking on the global course list. That is displaying, it's just calling course dialog. It's calling the old course difficulty. And on the course info dialog, oh, because I updated the function, I never updated. Yeah, so here I need a check if difficulty should be changed, course difficulty. Let's update that, and that goes to easy. What does Creekside's easy as well? Do I want those to be moderate? 2.78 is what it's given me. So like if I make this a 2.7 and this a 2.2, it's going to result in a lot of moderate courses for people, but I think that's probably okay. Beaver Ranch Disc Golf is moderate. Even from golds, it's moderate. 3.74, it's close. So maybe I lower this one as well. That would become challenging. Brazos Park East, challenging. I think that's accurate. No, that's not the one. Champions Landing. And then this would be expert. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. What about Yarva Pro, moderate? Yeah, those are short holes. It should be. Crow Cole is expert. Lake Marshall Lions. Expert, Milo McIver, only challenging, just the East Coast. New London Tech expert. Olympus expert. Pickard Park Gold expert. River Bottoms in Utah only moderate. Okay, yeah. I think that's pretty good. Moderate courses here. I'm wondering if I can Teton, so that would be very easy. Okay. I don't think that's too far off. Too far off from where I'd want it to be. Trying to think like with the example of Roots here in Salt Lake. It is easy. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I like where this is heading. I do think Roots is slightly easier than something like Creekside here in Salt Lake. Okay. And so now with that change being implemented, before I get to that scale, I think what I can do is go to my round display view and take my not share, here we go, my grades calculator. Oh, I guess I'm creating that as a value anyways. Round grades, get division grade. I'm not calculating the grade though, am I? Or am I? What happens? Get division grade, I pass the grade. On the scorecard, when I save a round, I do, okay, so this is something I did off video too. I am calculating grades when a round is scored. So on the round display view, we can test it real quick. Let's go to just the fort. We'll just do a bunch of throw-ins. Finish round. C1x score is only 9.99. Why is that not perfect? I don't know. Why would that not be perfect? Only throw-ins. Save a round. Shot data, course difficulty. Parse. Would the course difficulty affect it? I don't think so. Not for aces. Expected driving grade is never used. Expected baseline plus. Gotta be something there. Just because it could have been on a harder course technically. Like, is the Fort Gold's not rated as expert? No, it does rate as expert. It's not a 5 though, technically. Maybe we can go print adjusted. Why didn't adjusted get called there? None of these are getting called actually. C1x grade. Oh, because I'm not calculating it. Let's go, let me score another one. And then it should give it to me. Here we go, driving grade, adjusted. Adjusting driving grade is 5.0. So this is working exactly as it should. So is it putting? Is putting my issue? Printed putting grade. Putting grade was 5.0, driving grade was 5.0. So how, when I click this, is it 9.99? $10.0. Double parse. Print parsed grade. Double parse. C1x grade. Yeah, just give me that whole thing. Tell me what the grade is. So something about parsing is equal to really putting grade and driving grade here are both 5.0, so why does my parse return 9.99? When I save the round, where's it? Save round. I get round grade is equal to that. We add round grade. Yeah, let's just do that. Round grade is equal to, I need the C1x grade file. And then here, I just do that. Sure. Let's give it another test here. I just want to make sure that's a 10.0. Obviously, this is not working. Print final grade. Print C1x grade. Give me the whole thing. Let's do a reset. Let me go delete those rounds. Throw on my blue light glasses here. My eyes are bugging me a little bit. Delete, delete. Right there. Putting grade. So my putting grade is not actually right there. Why isn't my putting grade? Putting grade is 5.0. Adjusted putting grade. The course difficulty isn't quite 5. So I am subtracting the 0.02 from this, which is crazy. So here I think I need to just check that there are actually putting attempts. If C1x attempts equals 0. Okay. Oh, that should work, at least for the aces. That should give me a perfect score here for an all ace round. Let's delete it. Do a reset just to make sure I'm using the latest code. Then we'll go double check that difficulty one more time. Probably got about another half hour on the video here today. Finish round. Why is the final grade not perfect? Putting grade is 5. This is 5.0. Adjusted putting grade is equal to 5.0. If C1x attempts, why is adjusted putting grade printing? Oh. Wrong code. Wrong code. Now it should work. I wanted to make sure that wasn't running if there was a round full of aces, which is such a unique scenario. No one's ever going to do that. But I want the code to be foolproof. Which it's probably still not, but there we go. Final grade equals 10.0. Print it out, 10.0. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh man, my poor eye. I'm gonna turn the webcam off here for a sec so people don't have to look at me do this. Sit here and mess with my eye. All right, so additional round variable saved to the JSON, which we did. The app is updated. Do I need... That is going to be another question here. When I update adding a course. Am I setting? I am setting whole averages. Calculate whole averages. Do I want to set whole averages? I don't think that I do. Am I just removing that from the course list? Because I'm going to remove score index from it. Yeah. All right, we'll get to that thing. It's still on the list. Adding courses manually. I'll add the comment what to do about whole averages. But actually, I just want to do that first. I don't even want to add the scale yet. What do I want to do about whole averages? Do I still want to calculate it? This is going to have to be course difficulty. I'm not going to pass score index. This is going to be course difficulty. This is going to have to work based on course difficulty. And then on calculate course info, let's see here. I mean, I could make this really simple. It's probably what I need to do. is make it really simple for right now. Let's make this double and this to be course difficulty. And what we're going to do is I'm returning averages, that's fine. Don't need standard averages, don't need pars. So let's go modifier for difficulty. Yeah, this works. Negative 1.0. Negative 1.3. Final difficulty. I don't know why I put that in parentheses. Final difficulty modifiers is equal to. We're going to go negative 1.3. Negative, or no, not. No. Negative 0.7. If it's easy, we'll go negative 0.4. Moderate will go 0.1. Challenging will go 0.2. And hard will go 0.7. That's fine. We're going to go whole difficulties. Yeah, this is just going to be called whole averages. It's going to be equal to list filled pars length 3. I'll just do it based on pars, actually. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so for var diff equals 0, diff is less than difficulty modifiers, diff plus plus. I need to pull in my, I need this. Difficulty levels is equal to that. Diff plus plus. If course difficulty is greater than 1.5, then it's equal to difficulty levels. Diff it's equal to 1. It's equal to 1.5. No, that's not what I want. So I can get rid of this actually. And we'll go if it is difficulty modifiers dot length. If the course difficulty is greater than difficulty level 0, it gets that. Then the modifier becomes difficulty modifiers diff. So it'll run for each one of these. If it's greater than that, it gets this. Greater than 2.2 is this. 2.7 is this. Greater than 3.7, it gets that modifier. Okay. And then I am going to do this for whole. Whole's less than. We're going to go averages dot add pars. Yeah, that's perfect. And I'm just going to call it there. Return the averages. And then I'm going to get rid of all of these. All right, so we're going to make it really simple. For each hole, holes less than a whole parse, I'm going to add this. And then we're going to return it. And then I just have the minor changes here, but those will come with adding the scale. Okay, so I think I figured out what to do about hole averages. Let's go to ChatGPT here. I want to implement a nice looking scale of sorts in my app where the user can drag icon to select a course difficulty between 1 and 5. What are my options here? Something native would be nice, but maybe a third-party package if it's worth it. Something a little bit better than this slider. Discrete divisions, custom range sliders. Let's see what it looks like here. Next slider. Oh. That is pretty good. I wonder if it can just build me the custom one though. Let's do option 2. Course management, new file. Course difficulty slider. Start. The labels might be a bit much, but we'll give it all a go here. And then add course. So I'm going to go down to where I typically let people enter their course difficulty. That is going to be this. So I'm going to comment it out. Let's go to add a course here. Center dismiss. Oh, that's a part of this whole row. It is. So let's comment out the entire center here. That might be better. Like so. And then here we're going to call my new function, which is difficulty slider. Difficulty slider. On change is the only thing it made required. But I will set all of these. Add our comma here. Initial value 3.0. Difficulty value. We can go ahead and do this. I guess how do I set a range? There needs to be an initial range that I can pass as an argument. Let this finish. Copy, we'll update this file. All right, and then on the call, I can establish these. Okay. Then we're going to make a variable up here that is, instead of these new index and scores for 1,000 rated, I'm actually just going to get rid of all of these because I don't think I want them in the slightest. We're going to go var course difficulty rating. Adding rating just so I don't have any confusing names there with my other variable calls. Course difficulty rating, and then in my on changed right here, we'll print out the selected difficulty, but then I'll do a set state course difficulty rating is equal to value. And then this is what I'm going to want to pass here. So we're going to get rid of this. I'm going to pass the course difficulty rating. Add course to personal list. I did already update this. Not quite. I do still have errors down here. But I did update the call, so that's going to work. I need to get rid of this. Course difficulty rating equals 3.0 just to reset it. Okay. I think the only thing left is this call here. New difficulty. So instead of calculating it out, this is just course difficulty. Calculate whole averages. I'm updating the call. New course difficulty adds new difficulty. New difficulty. We might be done. Let's do a reset. See what we get there. Yeah. Definitely not quite what we want, but it's close. We're gonna go final double width required this width, and then on the build return column, instead of that stretch, I'm going to throw this in a sized box. We're just going to set that width. What did I just call it? Do I need to do the widget dot width? Yeah, okay. All right, and then on my call here, we can go width, screen width times 0.9. Let's update that. It's probably gonna, we'll do a reset once again, just to verify. All right, so definitely some things to change here. Course difficulty slider. Section width. All right. So below is my current code, added width, so I could pass that as well. Update this to not to snap to values that, or I guess to add halfway points to each segment. Halfway points to each segment. User should be able to snap to 2.5, 3.5, etc. I'm setting that initial value to 3.0. I'm confused as to why it's not in the center. Initial value. Also, the initial value pass of 3.0 appear in the center of the slider on the screen. Okay. Can update this whole thing. Overflowed by a lot of pixels on the bottom. Let's see if I'm still getting that. No, I'm not. Okay. The labels. Where do I set labels at? Pitch and putt, very easy, easy. Moderate, challenging. Expert isn't even shown. Main axis alignment, space between. Default labels. I'm not doing like in a for loop or anything. List generate widget max and return labels equals label index greater than 0. I guess that's just checking the is selected. All right, let's go one last update. I only want easy, moderate, and expert to show as labels on the bottom, all spaced evenly with moderate centered on the screen. Not. Yeah, no dynamic labels. Okay, just wants me to copy this. Definitely don't need, this could be a for loop. This could absolutely be a for loop. So this is our labels here. Let's grab the row. All right, we got text, we got children, row, padding. All right, let's make the labels. We're just going to go easy, moderate, and expert. That's fine. Down here, we're going to go for label is less than default labels dot length label plus plus. And then here we're going to throw the text. Font size of 10 seems a little bit small. Let's go 15. We're not doing any value. Font family, Lolita. Color right now, we'll just do black. Text is going to be default labels, label. I think I'm going to need to update it because I changed this up here. There we go. All right, the top padding. This can probably just go away. Remove that widget. Still a lot of padding though. Okay. Space between text. Gesture detector sits inside of a column. Okay, if I throw main axis size min, does that help? Does literally nothing. I need that to be tighter. It's gotta be. Add course. That can be smaller. Remove the padding widget, but there's still a little too much spacing between the labels and the bar. Did I have is there a margin on it? Did I miss that one? Ah, there is. Okay. Aha. Cool. Okay. Why is that cut off? I don't like that. I think add course. I don't throw this in a sized box. I space it evenly. I give it that room. Can I do no, I don't think that's gonna help. The circle indicator user's selection is cut off at both ends of the slider. Gesture detector and stack wrap the whole thing. Factor wrap with padding. Edges symmetric. Horizontal 8. Wrapping it in padding, cut off the circle entirely. Place the current position, the thumb. Which one? Container height, width, thumb position. I think this one. Do a reset there. Doesn't seem like that's gonna do me any good. Come on. step 1, I now get this. Replace final track width, which is established where? Is that in my new code? Definitely not. Where's track width at? Constrain stop max width. Back to the ChatGPT special of just completely forgetting things that happened a minute ago. Below is the full code. Where is track width? On drag update. Changes to this. Full build method on override changes to this. No error now, but the circle is still cut in half at both ends. Yeah, it is. All right. This just made the whole track longer, circle still cut in half. Track width is there. Okay. Factor, pattern, and this. Adjust my track width to exclude padding, which I think I already had here. Okay, wants me to try those, but I do have an error. Invalid constant value. Okay, let's update. Silly. size box, width. Shrink those labels in a bit. That didn't do anything. Am I back to getting an overflow error? No. No overflow error. The total width. What is total width here? Just width is what I need. I was gonna say they should be shrinking down a little bit here. Okay, ChatGPT is useless on this for whatever reason. I don't quite understand why. Instead of doing this, like maybe this is going to be easier. I just wrap it in a size box here. Width, screen width times 0.95. Worse somehow. Did I? Let me remove this. Let me remove this. Still overflowing. Let me get rid of this. Move this widget. On drag update. So we're just going to get rid of this double here. Get rid of that. I'm going to track width is equal to widget width. That's fine. Here, get rid of those two. Let's do another reset there. All right, so now it does just disappear fully. Thumb position. That I don't quite understand. This is the circle. Left thumb position. I lost my center again. So where am I at 3? That's supposed to be 3. Obviously not quite. Center left. Is this causing issues for me? Left in there works. One 1.52, 2.53. 5, so it's only at 5. Position. leftist thumb position. What does that give me? Now it just disappears on the easy side. And if I go minus 12, then it's going to be cut in half again. What is the widget to let an item overflow its bounds? Overflow box. Wrap with a widget overflow box. If I just do that, that creates an error. So let's go final double selection max width, required selection max width, and then on that overflow box, let's go max width selection widget dot selection max width. Because am I just overflowing on the sides? Is that not going to help me at all? I assumed it was just an overflow, but that may not be the case. Yeah. All right, I'll turn the webcam back on briefly here. Let me do a reset there. Doesn't seem like the overflow box really helped me. Certainly did not. All right. And if I remove that entirely, then we're back. And I just have this issue again. Turn column, gesture detector. I wrap that one in a width. Can I wrap this in one? Like if I width selection widget dot selection max width. No, why is it getting? I don't understand what's clipping it. I set it in a wide sized box. That's my width that I'm passing. My selection max width is just a little bit bigger. So width and max width. Not there. Track width is equal to what? Is equal to the normal width. Section width, clamped. Track width. So everything is getting past that smaller one. Thumb position. Section width. Past track width. It's in a size box that is bigger than it. Widget track width. don't know. I do think I have everything else mostly finished. It's just getting this to fit, which is, it's crazy that this is not just working. I don't know, maybe I need to go to this third-party package. Lots of customization options here. It seems to be working a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna go new chat and say, a widget that essentially accomplishes the same as my below code, but uses the Flutter package. While that's loading, I'll go and do a quick import, and then I'll probably call it here. 3.5 is the latest. Yes. We'll go add that to the pub spec file, and then I might finish up that slider off video, and then we can be back tomorrow with actually getting this update pushed out. I think that's going to be the goal. So this is what it gave me. We'll give this a try. Difficulty slider takes in all the same arguments essentially. Do one last final reset just to give it a check. It does look very similar. It works much better. Okay. So we've got the slider working. That is going to set the course difficulty. We can try it here. Let's hit confirm. We'll go test expert, hit confirm, and it does say expert. Okay. So I think we're working there. Course difficulty rating. Everything else did reset except for that one. 3.0. Interesting. So I think this actually needs to be course difficulty rating. I was hoping that was gonna, kick it back to 3. Doesn't seem like that's the case, even though I do reset it. All right, so I have to do a little check at that. Force quit this. Verify that course difficulty. No, go away. Difficulty is resetting on adding a course. All right, so the new scale is in. We're converting all of the values appropriately. So next up, based on similar score, incorporates this into the app. Yeah, so we're pretty much there. Once we get this thing in, it's time to push out version 5 and an update. I sent out an email to everyone yesterday. And then we can jump in and start tackling on the rest of these items to get ready for a launch. So yeah, we'll do a little work off video to clean up the appearance of this. And once I have that, I'll probably even get rid of the labels, add a course difficulty, and then when it moves, this can say the little hovering icon here can say expert, moderate, easy. Yeah, we'll make it look nice. Test it on a smaller screen as well. And we'll be good. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.